So, oh no. Okay, so you've watched video 1, and if you haven't, I recommend you go back, because in that video I show why I take 3 identical photos in every single room when I take real estate or Airbnb photos. And in this video, we're specifically talking about what I do with those photos in Lightroom and how I process them. So without further ado, let's go. The owner specifically asked me to take a shot of his little sledding hill here, so I'm gonna grab that as well. And I gotta get inside because these hands are just about to stop working. You know what, should I do it? Should I go sledding? I should try it once, right? Do it for the vlog! This seems like a bad idea. Ew. Alright, let's get in the car. Alright, we made it. Good Food Co-op / The Hub. This is where I work out of in Huntsville. It's an awesome space. It's got like the fastest internet I've ever experienced, way faster than anything I ever had in Toronto. So it's a really great spot. I just pay a little monthly fee. I can kind of use any shared space, and that's where I do a ton of my editing and uploading. So yeah, if you're in Muskoka and you need a place to do a little bit of work, I highly recommend checking out the Hub. Shout out to the Hub. So go ahead and open up Lightroom. If you don't have Lightroom, you're gonna need Lightroom. This whole tutorial depends on you having a Lightroom. All right, so here we are. We've taken the pictures of the Airbnb property. We did our 3 different exposures, and I'm gonna show you how simple this is. It's gonna blow your mind. Down here, 1, 2, 3, we've got the underexposed, the overexposed, and the perfect exposure. You're gonna hold down Shift, click the first photo, and then click the third photo. That'll highlight all 3. You got these little boxes around each one. Right click, that's gonna bring up a little sub menu here. Go down to Photo Merge. You're gonna go over to HDR Merge, High Dynamic Range Merge. Click on that. It's gonna do a little thinking on its own, and now it brings all those 3 different exposures together, which you can see here. So now we can see out the doors. Everything's nicely exposed inside. Still a little bit dark down here, but we can brighten that up right here in a second in editing. So that's it. That's as simple as it goes. Now it's gonna combine these 3 photos. It's loading, and there they are. And then you're gonna see right here, it kind of looks like a little coffee cup. It's got a 4 on it. That means that there's 4 images there. We're gonna click on this one, and this is our new image. And now I'm gonna show you the next steps I take to simply edit this and finish it off. We're gonna go up to our edit settings here. When you do HDR Merge, it's gonna automatically change some of your sliders. Now you can go in and make some final little tweaks. So the first thing I do is actually start at the bottom of my editing. First thing I'm gonna do to make sure that all my uprights, because you can see right here, it's vertical, but it's not perfectly vertical. So what you can do here, you click on Constraint Crop, and then you're gonna go to vertical. And that's gonna straighten everything out. And now we got all our vertical lines are nice and perfectly vertical. The next thing I'm gonna do is under optics, I'm gonna remove the chromatic aberrations. And then this is really big because on wide angle lenses, you're often gonna have vignetting. And so by enabling lens corrections, you're gonna take care of some of that dark vignetting around the edges. And so those are the first 2 things I do. And now I'll zoom back up to the top and play around with the final bits of editing. I think that my highlights are all good. I can bring the shadows up a little bit. Normally you want all your pictures to be really bright. When people are looking at real estate and Airbnb pictures, you want things to be bright and simple. This isn't a time for anything to be dramatic or moody. That's not what people are looking for when they're booking. So I just try to make everything as bright and beautiful as possible. The whites, they seem pretty good here. We don't want to blow out the outside, so I'm going to keep the whites the same. See the highlights there, you can see how outside it's getting blown out, so we're going to bring those back down. Contrast, I might bring a little contrast back in just to bring some of the beautiful wood colors back in. And that's kind of it for my sliders. I'll go down, and the last thing I normally do with Airbnb and real estate photos, I bring up the clarity because that just really makes everything pop. And then maybe dehaze just a tiny bit. Dehazing will kind of take care of any fogging or anything like that, but then that also will darken the image. So sometimes after I dehaze, I might come back up and just add a little tiny bit more exposure without blowing out any of the highlights. And that's really it. That's your image. It's that simple. And so really you're going from, this is the camera telling me that the room's perfectly exposed, to something like this. That's it. That's the end of video number 2. Now you know how to process these photos. If you like this tutorial, please give me a like down below. Subscribe. I'm going to be doing weekly videos. Let me know what you do for your real estate photos and if you'll implement this trick the next time you go out. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.